Thank you so much. Can everyone hear me all right? We good? Okay. Thank you for having me back. It's so good to be here. That message from White Buffalo Calf Woman, whew, that hit me so deeply. Thank you. I was actually in the forest yesterday, and everything she says is true. So I have a little bit that I want to say before I play, and I know I have about 8 minutes, so I'm going to try to fit this all in here. There's been something happening to me lately, and I'm really leaning into trusting it because it feels really important. And it's what my friend Trinity calls coming uncorked. And for me, what that feels like and looks like is sharing more about my inner world and things that I previously would have been afraid or reticent to share about. And for whatever reason, it's time for me now to be stepping out from behind that. And I'm mindful about sharing with people who I feel would be receptive. I think that's also important when we're sharing ourselves. And you're such a wonderful group, so I feel safe to say this here. So there's going to be a bit of a setup for this song. The last time I sang at Interfaith, I spoke about my experience of writing a song with trees and a dream that I had with Pan that contributed to the song. And for this song, I'm going to share, because it came also from a dream, or actually a series of dreams. So about 2 years ago, it might have been 3 years ago, I'm not sure anymore, but I had 3 nights in a row of these really mystical dreams. And the first night was a powerful message from my paternal grandmother. The second night was my maternal grandmother. And then the third night, someone asked me to do something that I did not feel aligned with. And I said to him, no, I am going to do what I love now. And I turned and I walked out of the room, and there was this garden, and it was dried up. And there was this 100-foot deep pool. And I went to the bottom of the pool. It was made of stone from ancient Rome or something like that. And I went to the bottom of this pool and began leading a group in overtone singing. And as we sang, the water came rushing back in. So it was like the nourishment and the emotion and the divine feminine energy had returned through doing what I loved, through feeling into that alignment, and through joining our voices in song. So it was a really powerful message for me. And a couple of weeks later, I started to have visions when I was falling asleep or when I was waking up, where I was in a cliff dwelling in the mesas in Arizona. And I was surrounded by these grandmothers, and they were tending to me. And for some reason, I knew that there were 12 of them. I don't know how, but they were, doing healing practices on me. And it felt amazing. But I was also very uncomfortable with receiving their healing. And I would try to get up and help them. I would say, let's go tend to somebody else. And they would say to me, you lie down. You do not realize how depleted you are. And we are not depleted. We are here to help you. And so I began to learn to let go and receive, which is challenging for many of us, right? And after about 2 weeks of having this happen, I finally said, who are these grandmothers? Does anybody else know about them? Am I making this up? What's going on? And I consulted the great Google. I literally Googled 12 grandmothers and discovered that there is, in fact, a book. Some of you may know about it. It's by Sharon McErlane called A Call to Power. And this details her experiences with the 12 grandmothers. And also that there are indigenous prophecies that, much like this white buffalo calf that has appeared, that the return of the grandmothers would pave the way for the return of the divine feminine and the yin energy on this planet. And so I was absolutely floored that, that I found myself in the midst of this. And long story short, I have cherished my relationship with the grandmothers. It has continued. And they told me that I was going to be writing an album of music called Replenishing Yin. That was their name for this album. And they said, but you cannot write an album called Replenishing Yin if your yin isn't replenished. So I spent about a year resting as much as possible. I did my daily things that I had to do, and then as much of what felt nourishing as I could. So it has been quite a wild ride, and I have not recorded the album. Most of the songs are finished. The song I'm going to sing is going to be on the album. I have a couple more things to say. One, it's been going really slowly, and one day I got frustrated and I said, grandmothers, I'm going to be a grandmother by the time I finish this album. And they just laughed and they said, would that be so bad? So I know to trust the process and really just breathe and do what I can each day. And they actually, the song that I'm about to sing is one that they wrote. I could feel them sort of asking me. And so I sat down with my crystal ball one day and I said, would you like to write a song? And we collaborated on this, and this is basically the song that they wrote. It's called Mahamaya. I had to do some research to find what this was going to be called. I knew what it meant, but I had to find the word, and I did. It's a Sanskrit term. Mahamaya is the mother of the universe, who embodies the primeval source of all power and the divine will. And Mahamaya is the one who veils our vision from Brahman. Brahman is the ultimate reality. But she's also the one who pulls the veil back so that our soul essence, our Atman, can recognize its oneness with Brahman, or all that is. So here's the song now. Of